Now let us see the summary of Donne's poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning. This is one of the tenderest of Donne's love poems. This poem was written in the year 1611. In this poem, the poet addresses his wife. He has to depart for France with Sir Robert Drury. But his wife feels sad about his departure and separation. So through this poem, he consoles his wife, saying that he should not grieve. In this poem, the poet's attitude towards love is exposed. The poet gives number of arguments in this poem to prove the point that the lovers stand united even when they are physically separated. The poet begins with the comparison of the behavior between the virtuous man and his friends. At the moment of death, virtuous people pass away without making any complaints. They allow their souls to part away from their bodies without crying. But their friends are very sad at his death. They wish his friend to be alive for some more time. Some other people do not want their friends to die at all. Saying this comparison, the poet advises to be like virtuous people and say goodbye to each other without crying. She should not make tear floods and sigh tempests. If she cries, her cry would indicate that they long for only physical love. So without crying, she should prove her love is sacred. Her crying and making flood of tear is hyperbole. Sighing and making tempest is also a hyperbole. Here, the point is that love is spiritual and divine. Their love is spiritual and divine. Then the poet compares the movement of the earth and the movement of the heavenly bodies. Movement of the earth causes harm. It gives fear to the people. Many damages are done because of the movement of the earth, that is earthquake. But the movement of the heavenly bodies is greater, but it helps us to get seasons. It is harmless. So our spiritual love will not be affected by this separation. Only earthly love gets broken by the separation. This is the message conveyed with the comparison of movement of the earth and the movement of the heavenly bodies. Then, the love of the earthly life is confined to only sense. They cannot tolerate the absence of the things which elemented it. So the poet here contrasts his divine love with others' unrefined love. His love is spiritual and refined. It remains a mystery for them how they could love each other without physical union. The absence of eyes, ears, lips and hands do not reduce their love for each other. So, their souls are united into one. Physically they may be separated, but their souls are united. His physical absence does not bring any rift in their relationship. He compares their love and absence with that of gold. Gold, when beaten, does not break, but gets expanded. Similarly, their love for one another will get expanded in separation. If the souls are compared to be two, they are two so. They are like two needles of compass. The fixed foot and the moving foot the compass has. The fixed foot is at the center. It is the wife who stays at home. The moving foot of the compass is the husband who goes away for his business. The moving foot, after making the complete circle, returns to the starting point only. Similarly, the husband would be united with his wife after the completion of the circle. It is the firmness of the fixed foot that helps the moving foot to draw the circle correctly. So, the wife's faithfulness helps man to do his work successfully and return home.